Okay, no, that's fine, I understand. No, I don't need help with anything else. Thank you. I'm Rachel. I lost my leg in a car accident 8 years ago, and I just had a surgery a few months ago and got this bill in the mail right after I lost my job due to the pandemic. Apparently, they were my anesthesiologist. I didn't realize that I would have to choose between being awake for intensive leg surgery or paying my rent next month. You know, when I got that bill, I felt like a criminal. It made me feel like I did something wrong when all I did was have a life-changing surgery that allowed me to walk again. And now I have a bill for $1,165.62.
My name is Jaleesa Graham. I'm a model, I'm an actress. I'm a mom and a foster mom, and I was born with a limb difference. So I was born missing the lower half of my right arm.
My name's Denise. I've been an amputee for a little over 10 years, and I currently live in Oslo, Norway, though I lived in the United States for the first 32 years of my life.
My name is Andrea. I am a registered nurse here in New York. I happen to be one of the first registered nurses who uses a wheelchair to get through nursing school here in New York City.
I used to pay to stay on my dad's health insurance plan because his plan covered everything, but it was also $770 a month. For me, it was worth it, but that's also the price of rent in most places too.
My insurance covers specific things, so I was able to go to like a specific doctor who was not the best, you know what I mean? Like when I say like rude employees, when I say like waiting times, like in this area where I live, if you mention this place, people are like, oh God, you know what I mean? Like they know, you know what I mean? But that's the place that I was allowed to go to.
Well, I spent, I think, 60 days doing hyperbaric oxygen therapy. Kind of going into the chamber and getting like high doses of oxygen to try to prevent, to try to promote like healthy blood circulation and to help with healing. And it was like 10 days after we finished it, we have a bill in the mail for like $40,000, and they were like, this is experimental and we can't approve it.
I do get pains from overusage in my left hand, actually, doing activities and things that I do to make up for this, the part of my arm that's missing. So I'll have shoulder pains, I'll have back pains, and it's mostly just from leaning extra, or it's from just putting myself in positions where I'm making up for the part of my arm that's missing.
In your experience with health insurance, does insurance cover your wheelchair and all the maintenance that goes into it and everything?
You see that I'm laughing because to me it's I don't want to laugh because it's a joke, but it's literally the joke of life. When you have a disability, you are constantly fighting nurses and auditors and doctors and medical reviewers on the opposite side of paper, trying to beg for things that you need to live a life. They think that, disability is supposed to mean that you're home in bed and people caring for you. And even at that level, being that I am a nurse and I was a nurse case manager, so even at that level, you get limited services.
After I broke my leg, for about 17 months, we tried a lot of different things, but ultimately the best solution was the amputation of my leg.
I turned 32 and I went on Obamacare, and I still pay about $435 a month. But now every time I see a specialist, which is basically the only kind of doctor I see, it's a $50 copay. My copay for when I have surgery in a hospital is either $250 or $500. And all of that's on top of over $400 a month. So in any given month, I might spend almost $1,000 on healthcare.
I haven't had a wheelchair from insurance for over the last 7 years. And a chair for me costs upwards of $9,000-$10,000. Thankfully, I have great friends that will fundraise and crowdsource. But if I didn't have that, and for the rest of the community that doesn't have that, what do we do? Do we just say, okay, well, good riddance, okay, put you in a corner, stay home?
The process of me actually getting my prosthetic was a very lengthy process. It was stacks and stacks of paperwork that I had to do and fill out. And I don't know, ridiculous questions to me about why I would need an arm and why this is important. I'm gonna give you an example, like, well, can you brush your teeth? And if you can, well, then you don't need another arm.
When I met my now prosthetist, I think he was appalled at the condition of the foot that I had, that I was walking in. I just had like chunks of carbon fiber like flying out when he took the leg off, and he's like, how have you been walking on this and for how long? And why have you not had it fixed? So, well, I'm American, and as an American amputee, you just kind of learn to, you know, take it really like all the way to the end.
In 2010, I got deathly ill. I was diagnosed with osteomyelitis, which is a bone infection. I was septic, so it was in my bloodstream. When I was in the hospital, these doctors were coming to me, they would say to me, I'm doing it to myself. I'm making myself sicker. I'm not following their regimen, so therefore that's what's implementing me being sick.
I don't know, I feel like sometimes when you have a certain insurance, people aren't treated equally, or like their pain or what they're going through is not taken as seriously.
Like, it is just a hard point, even for me just going through it, but for anyone else with any type of disability, whether it's a prosthetic limb, whether it's getting the supplies you need to use the bathroom, whether it is making sure that you can get outside to a doctor's appointment because we have this in-home use clause. Like we don't leave our homes at all unless it's to go to the doctor, the hospital, a clinic, a pharmacy, and home. Like, there's so much around it that just aggravates me because I don't understand how you are so pro-life. Pro-life means that I should be able to get what I need to live quality life. I'm not asking you to put me in a Rolls Royce wheelchair. I'm asking you to give me a wheelchair that works for me.
So he said, okay, well, you know, we're going to order you a new foot. We'll get you set up. He's like making this list, and I'm starting to panic a little. I was just getting a little nervous because I'm like, I don't know like what this will cost me. And he said, the Norwegian community believes that these things should be provided for you. So that's that. And I thought, what a concept. I just like truly broke down in tears because it's just been like, I didn't realize how stressful it's been since the beginning. Constantly like worried about like my liner ripping, or like my socket doesn't fit, my foot breaks, or thinking, hey, you know, like I really would like because I enjoy running, like a nice running foot and things like that. But in the US, it's really difficult. There isn't like an easy option. There's no easy route to get these things. Of course, there's foundations that will help you along the way, but should we even need that? Because here in Norway, those things are non-existent because you don't need that. They just believe that, you know, like this thing happened to you and you should be provided with everything you need to find success in life after.
It's insane to me that we're so low on the totem pole for care, and when we do need to come together, we're silenced. We're silenced because they're like, money is more than what you're worth. So then where's that money going? Let me know, because when I look at the stock markets, I see that your company is still high, which means that you're still bringing in money, which means that I should be able to get what I need, but no.